This is the 9th or 10th grand annual encampment of the Dobrolic Plectral Society, which means there are probably more concentrated Dobro players here than anywhere else in the whole world. The Dobro center of the universe. You have all slid into the Dobro center of the universe. Joseph had a dream when he was just a boy of 17. He dreamt his older brothers, they would someday be his subjects. And he told this to his father, and his brothers, they got mad and tried to kill him. Now his father just took note, but his brothers, they got mad and tried to kill him. Now Joseph was a young man with 11 older brothers. He was given by his parents a coat of many colors, but it made his brothers angry, so they sold him into slavery down in Egypt. They tried but couldn't kill him, so they sold him in the service of the wazir. Now the wazir's wife, when Joseph was a slave to her, was heavily attracted, and she bragged to all her ladies that she'd have this gorgeous slave to be her lover. She tried, but then she failed. She had it all set up, but Joseph, he refused to go along with it. Her husband, he was wise to her when she had Joseph busted, so he did not have him put to death the way it was expected. He just sold him in the dungeon for 2 years with a butler and a baker who were having crazy dreams that Joseph had the power to interpret. When the dreams came true, the Pharaoh was advised of this, that Joseph sent to him to hear the dream of 7 cows. And Joseph gave such good advice, the Pharaoh released him from his slavery. And not only that, he also made Joseph the new wazir. There was a famine up in Canaan. Joseph's brother sent his brothers down to Egypt to buy corn, but they were thrown in jail as spies. In 3 days he had released them to return and come again and bring their father, who forgave them as they gathered around just to live regular old lives right there with Joseph, just the way that he had dreamt it way back when he was just a boy of 17. This is also a song that was written for a very good friend of mine who you're probably very familiar with, Norman Blake. Norman and I used to be on the road together, and without getting into the gory details, song is about two freaks who decide they're going to get together and smoke some dope, and they're they're in contact with each other on the telephone before they get together, and both of them are too paranoid to talk about it on the telephone because they're both convinced that the lines are tapped. I know. And so each one assumes that the other's bringing his stash, and when they get to where they are, neither one of them has any. So actually, this is a very legal song. Now you asked, was I holding? I said, why no, I'm not holding. Well, I thought you were holding, it's true. So here you're not holding, and here I'm not holding. My dear, what on earth will we do? Now you know when I'm holding, there's no need you holding, and you know the same about me. And if you run out before I should run out, and well, you know you could get some from me. So here you're not holding, and here I'm not holding. Well, we've got to find some other head. Find out if they're holding, get down and start rolling, and smoke what they're holding instead. It's the American way. Thank you. From Milledgeville, he hung out a sign and he picked some tunes around by the cotton mill. Played 'em slow, he played 'em fast, he played 'em all night long. He took a trip on a sailing ship and he let me tag along. I split up around Rim Rock, I didn't see him for a while.
I got lost at the West Gate when I tried to change my picking style. Out by San Francisco, I thought I heard this Dobro ringing loud and clear from the bandstand. Just like that. Now up there sat Tut with that Dobro on his lap. He was looking happy at this feller sitting under his cap. Why, it was Norman Blake with a 28, and you better make that a D. And he was picking it up and laying it down. Oh, what it did to me. With a forward roll and a backward roll and some syncopated licks. They were doing a lot, picking it hot with just a single flat pick. A fine feller, a storyteller, and I understand that he is a flat picking Dobro man. Thanks a lot. It's been a really nice weekend for me, and I'm sure I speak for Tut.
Howdy, friends. Appreciate you staying around to hear us. The boys are all here, and they're excited and raring to pick. This is an old fiddle tune we just had a request for. It's called Sally Goodin.
Birch on the guitar. Feels like I've been made then. Dirty clothes are scattered all around the floor. By tomorrow night there'll be some more. Hot rod drama pushing out and down the road. My head feels like it's gonna explode. No loose swimming, head all inside. I got some pack my bags and leave tonight. Gonna fly through the country, hanging on trees, picking berries in the underbrush, crawling on my knees. Lie on the front porch, read a good book, listen to the sound of the gurgling brook. All pots and pans and lying in the sink, I can settle down and have a drink. There ain't nothing new for miles around. It's LA alive for bringing me down. Old sounds, even horns, even all around. I shall get tired of that old sound. Now how far's gone, my guitar strings broke. Leaving this town and it ain't no joke. Gonna fly through the country, hanging on a tree, picking berries in the underbrush, crawling on my knees. Lie on the front porch, read a good book, listen to the sound of the gurgling brook. Hanging on a tree, picking berries in the underbrush, crawling on my knees. Lie on the front porch, read a good book, listen to the sound of the gurgling brook. to the country. There's too many people, too many sounds, too many noises all going around. I wanna
Thank you. Thank you live. We'll see you this evening. Thank you.
I wonder if you remember this old song. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate, you hate to make him wait, but you've got to have another cigarette. Now I'm a feller with a heart of gold and the ways of a gentleman, I've been told, kind of a guy that wouldn't even harm a flea. But if me and a certain character met, the guy that invented that cigarette, I'd murder the son of a gun in the first degree. Now it ain't 'cause I don't smoke myself and I don't reckon they'll hinder your health. I've smoked them all my life and I ain't dead yet. But nicotine slaves are all the same. At a petting party or a poker game, everything gotta stop while they have a cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate, you hate to make him wait, but you've got to have another cigarette. Now in a game of chance the other night, old Dame Fortune was doing me right. Kings and queens kept on coming around. I was hitting them good and betting them high, but the bluff didn't work on a certain guy. He kept on calling and laying that money down. Well, he'd raise me and I'd raise him. I sweated blood, you gotta sink or swim. Finally he called, but he wouldn't raise the bet. I said, ace is full, pal, how about you? He said, I'll tell you in a minute or two, but right now, I gotta have a cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate, you hate to make him wait, but you've got to have another cigarette. The other night I had a date with the cutest gal in any old state, a hybrid uptown fancy little dame. She said she loved me and it seemed to me that things was like they ought to be, so hand in hand we strolled down Lover's Lane. She was a long way from a chunk of ice and our petting party was going nice, and help me Hannah, I think I'd have been there yet. But I give her a kiss and a little squeeze. She said, Travis, excuse me please, but I gotta have a Pall Mall. Is that your brand? Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate, you hate to make him wait, but you've got to have another cigarette. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That old song's older than most of you in the audience. Maybe you heard the Commander Cody or some of them guys did. They done it. I'll do one more little song and then we'll pick some on the guitar if that'll be all right with you. Here's a mournful old song about the coal mines called Dark as a Dungeon. You remember that song? I'll do that one for you. Come and listen, you fellers, so young and so fine, and seek not your fortunes in the dark, dreary mines. It'll form as a habit and seep in your soul till the stream of your blood runs as black as the coal, where it's dark as a dungeon and damp as the dew, where the danger's double and pleasure's few, where the rain never never falls and the sun never shines. Well, it's dark as a dungeon way down in the mine. There's many a man I've known in my day who lived just to labor his whole life away, like a fiend with his dope and a drunkard his wine. A man will have lust for the lure of the mines, where it's dark as a dungeon and damp as the dew, where the danger is double and pleasures are few, where the rain never falls and the sun never shines. Well, it's dark as a dungeon way down in the mine. Here's a verse I didn't have room to put on the record. I'll do it for you now. Oh, the midnight or the morning or the middle of day is the same to the miner who labors away, where the demons of death often come by surprise. One fall of the slate and you're buried alive, where it's dark as a dungeon and damp as the dew, where the danger is double and pleasures are few, where the rain never falls and the sun never shines. Well, it's dark as a dungeon way down in the mine. I hope when I'm gone and the ages shall roll, my body will blacken and turn into coal. Then I'll look from the door of my heavenly home, and I'll pity the miner a-digging my bones, where it's dark as a dungeon and damp as the dew, where the danger is double and pleasures are few, where the rain never falls and the sun never shines. Well, it's dark as a dungeon way down in the mine. Thank you. Oh, you're a nice bunch of people. I feel like I'm among friends. Okay, here's White Heat.
I'm going to do you a folk song here while these guys tuning on their instruments. I'm going to do you a folk song here. This is a composition by R.A. Zimmerman from out in Hibbing, Minnesota. When you do these R.A. Zimmerman numbers, then you got to sound old, you know.
You sound real old. You sound as old as you possibly can. Extremely old.
Get a little folky strum going on your guitar, like Miss Joan Bass does, you know. So if you are traveling in the North Country Fair, whether in this or on the borderline, remember me to one who is there. She once was a true love of mine. And if you're traveling when it snows, it flakes down, and the river free as is in the summer ends, please see she's wearing a coat so warm to keep her from the howling wind. see that her hair's hanging long and rolls and flows all down around her tits? Please see for me that her hair's hanging long, buddy. 'Cause that's the way I remember it to bits. I wonder if she'll remember me at all. Many years of time I've hoped and prayed in the darkness of my name, in the brightness of my day. So if you are traveling in the North Country Fair, whether in Italy on the borderline, remember me to one who is there. She once was a true love of mine. Unfortunately, we're only up about 20% capacity, but we've got to be back in here tomorrow night. I hope some of you guys is too. We want to do another number here. We hope you can get into it. I don't think nobody's done yet today. One called the OBS. Here it is. Greg gonna fiddle for you.